Hello, I'm Nneka Ruby, and I trust you're well and keeping safe in the midst of this unprecedented pandemic that is shaking our world. And that in spite of all of this, you are focused and limiting the distractions, intentionally limiting the distractions. Talking about being focused, I'm glad to inform you that I had my very first live Facebook group interview. It was an excellent session. I had this with Ndidi Okonkwo-Nwuneli, who is a highly successful social entrepreneur, really passionate about the agribusiness sector in Africa. And in this interview, we talked about she shared with how we can tap into the huge opportunities that are available to us in Africa, and also how to cope, or rather thrive, in this current storm. So if you're not a member of this Facebook group, which is called the African Entrepreneurs Forum, I'll strongly encourage you to be a part of that. You can get the information down below and then get an opportunity to watch that video. It was extremely insightful, very, very. And let me know also what you thought about it. Anyway, continue about what I wanted to share with you today. It's really amazing how the world has just kind of gone topsy-turvy, right? And kind of really volatile, uncertain. And as I thought through a couple of weeks, what would be the framework? How does one thrive in this environment? I'm really more of a strategic planner, so it was important for me to get some kind of framework or learn about a framework. And I recall the VUCA framework, and you may have heard of it. VUCA V stands for volatile, U uncertain, C complex, and A ambiguous. I'm sure you agree with me that we are living in a VUCA world. Today I want to share with you how you can thrive in a complex world. Yes, it's really complex now. And what does complex mean? Complex means different but interconnected parts. So we're all different. Let's think about it. November 2019, in a seafood market in Wuhan, China, where they sold bats, seafood, and other mammals, the virus in one of those bats or mammals got into a human being, and that is what has caused this. Look at hospitality industries, plus the fact that I'm sure you're working from home, you're probably watching this from home, working remotely. So that has changed our world, and really just the different parts and the connected parts. So how do we make sense of all this, or how do you keep moving? And two of the things I would like to share with you from my research is, one, keep things simple. Yes, in the midst of all of this complexity, it's very important to intentionally simplify your life, your business. And I love this quote by Douglas Hudson saying that the art of simplicity is a puzzle of complexity. Interesting. And there's a book written called Simple Rules, Thriving in a Complex Environment. I feel that this book is just so apt for these times that we are in. And it was written by a Stanford professor and an MIT professor. You want to check that out. And essentially the book talks about developing simple rules which will help you make decisions when information is limited, vague, overwhelming. And right now there's just so much information. It's kind of overwhelming, and not of good report, but really negative. So how in the midst of all of this information do you simplify your life? And three of the ways, there are about 6 rules, but I'll just share 3 of them. One is around your boundary rules, and that's deciding what is it you are going to do. And I even bring this further into what are your routines? What are the simple things? What are your day-to-day things? For example, do you have a consistent morning routine? What are the 5 most important things at work in your business that you must do every day? And then your end of day routines. So activities that you have control over. The second rule is prioritizing rules, which is what is the most important things to do. There are important things and not so important things. So in the midst of all of this complexity, what are the simple and important things that you could do. And the last but not the least are timing rules. That is when to take action. When must you take action regardless of what? So by simplifying the rules that govern your life and your business, you find out that you'll be able to thrive in a complex world regardless of what's going on around you. The second area that you can thrive in, or that you could do to thrive in, is increasing your connection and your collaboration activities and being intentional about that. And on a macro level is about who have you connected with, considering that now the kind of working at home, yet connected, but if you're not intentional about creating larger groups where you can be a part of, then you may not be able to thrive in a complex world. To help you do that, or to support you in doing that, I would also invite you to consider being a part of one of my masterminds. One of them is for high-performing female founders, and it's a Pan-African group from members from the English-speaking African countries. The second is the Facebook group I talked about called the African Entrepreneurs Forum, and also where you can be a part of that. And then the last but not the least is for female executives. And so we mastermind together, we brainstorm and hold each other accountable in spite of all that's going on, such that you're still having traction in what you have committed to doing for the rest of the year. So if you'd like more information about that, just send me a direct message direct message, and I will give you more details. So from an organizational perspective as well, you can increase your collaboration by forming strategic alliances and partnerships with other organizations and look at what are business opportunities we can work together on, especially now that the rules are changing, the environment and forces are changing. And so the faster you're able to get to market, the better it is for both of you. And so apart from doing more, you gain much faster traction on this. So I hope you've gained one or two things from here that you can immediately apply. What else? What else are you doing differently in these times that we're living in? I'd love to hear, because the more you share the knowledge, the better for everyone. And if you also found this useful, please share, tell your friends about this video, tag them so that they can also be a part of also increasing their knowledge and helping them thrive in this complex world. So until then, keep safe, maintain social distancing rules, and whatever your government, depending on which part of the world you are in, tells you to do, right? So let's follow instructions so that we can permanently eradicate this virus and also endeavor to live a significant life. There are so many needs out there, people who are suffering at this time. See how you can be a blessing to them. Take very good care of yourself.